Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Big Country here with my new podcast, The Lived Experience Uncut, a place where we bring people to share their life experiences and their life's journey. Welcome to the ride, y'all. Let's go. Welcome back to the Lived Experience Uncut. I got my man here.
Tremaine Harvey.
That's what's up, man. He wanted to come through. He wanted to chop it up with Big Country, and just wanted to I don't know, just share a story, man. You know, we that's what we do on this platform, Harvey. We come up here, we give people a platform just to have their time, their moment to share life experiences, their story. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Tell the people about yourself, man. I ain't gonna sit here and talk to everybody to death. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for having me on the
Hey, no
platform.
doubt, man.
It's
No doubt.
super dope. The studio's super dope. It's laid out, man. And I'm
Appreciate it,
honored
man.
to be here.
Appreciate it.
Me and you've been rocking with each other for some time now. Um, we are instructors,
Yeah.
you know, representing, teaching, and training students from all walk of life
Right,
to
right.
get their CDLs,
Facts.
obtaining them, not only teaching them how to operate a commercial vehicle, but to also teaching them about life lessons.
Right, right, right. I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, man, but how long you been driving again?
Man, I've been driving since 2020, right in the beginning of the pandemic, and
Okay,
it was
okay,
a shift change. So basically, I've been married for 11 years,
okay.
right? And I had the trials and tribulations, just like a lot of you know Black Americans from the inner city,
Shit, talk about it, man.
running around, just selling pharmaceuticals
Okay,
and
okay.
doing that. And I found myself in a position where, as though every time I was grinding and I was just moving on and on, up and down in the game, I just said, you know what? I'm in and out of jail. I'm in and out of jail. I'm talking to my wife, and my wife, one day we on a jail call, and she said, "Listen, baby, I don't care if you in a cardboard box. I'm going to be with you." And
Right?
it was profound to me,
Hey, man,
man.
that's real.
It was profound to me, man. I say, man, you know what? When I get out this time, I'm going to change, right? So how many times somebody went inside and
Yeah,
come out, yo, I'm going to change,
yeah,
dog.
yeah, yeah. They go in
Not,
there, they find a religion. They go in there, they find some of everything. You know what I mean? Well, tell me about that, though, man. What was it like being in?
oh man.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
to be honest with you, I did time in Delaware, North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, um, these states. When I was out of state, I can't. Georgia was the toughest because it was a trafficking charge, right? And I was driving coming from Houston. I had the plug in Houston. I was killing them,
Word.
so I was going down there getting the mid for 500 a pop,
Okay.
bringing it back to Virginia, selling it for $1,000. So it's 500 profit every time. They used to get 50 at a time. Boom, and dump them off in 1 week.
Right, right.
500 times 50. You do the math, baby. And I'm coming off. So long story short, I end up getting jammed up by a crooked state patrol officer. I know it sounds like a movie. His name was Blake Swiker. You can look it up. Atlanta corrupt police officer Blake Swiker went to Nebraska because he got fired
Okay.
by Georgia State Patrol. GBI, which is Georgia Bureau of Investigations, had a whole investigation on this guy.
Right.
It's a report and everything. Anyway, he went to Nebraska doing the same thing. I bond out and I go on a run. I get re-indicted, get back, and that's when I find out all this information about Blake Swiker. So
Okay.
I had the best lawyer in Atlanta, Georgia, Page Pate, $50,000. I was on the run for 8 years. 8 years, big country,
It's a long time, man.
8 years. But check this out, man. While I'm on the run, I stopped hustling and I started working for this traffic control company. So I'm working for this traffic control company and I'm doing good. I started picking up trash on the side of the interstate. $800 a week to do it. So $800 a week, I'm like, all right, cool. So $800 a week, we're gonna say this had to be about almost 12 years ago.
Word.
So that wasn't that bad, right? 12 years ago, $800 a week now probably equivalent to what, 1,200 a week?
Right, right. Something like that.
So I'm doing good. So then I started doing lane closures. I got bumped to foreman. Got bumped to foreman. I was killing them. Did $100,000 that year. 100,000. So I'm thinking I'm good. The following year, we didn't get any contracts. Went from 100 to 30. That's the pivot.
Okay.
I need to find something, man. So I went to school, got my CDLs, and it
Okay.
was a game changer. When I say a game changer, it was a game changer, man. So um I end up obtaining my CDLs, started working, and then I got jammed up, pulled over, had a warrant, went to jail, got shipped to Georgia. Once I
Oh,
got shipped to Georgia on my birthday, February the 7th, got shipped to Georgia, stayed there for 2 weeks, bailed out, took a plea agreement, and now I'm free. I ain't been in trouble. And like since 2012, I haven't been in trouble,
man, that's a blessing.
and the
Yeah.
CDLs changed my life completely.
So let me ask you this, man. I mean, let's piggyback off of that first CDL experience, man. What was it like when for you?
Hmm.
What was it like to get out there, carry that first load? What I mean, everybody has that fear. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Of okay, I'm behind this big rig. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm not experienced. You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
was it like on that first haul for you, man?
Okay. Crazy story. I'm hauling a load from Suffolk, Virginia to Maine. I'm bringing some Deer Park water up to Maine.
Okay,
Matter of fact, I'm sorry, Polar Spring water to Polar Spring, Maine.
okay,
It's snowing, windy. I have no idea why my tractor is shaking. It's shaking. The wind is shaking me. It's shaking. I'm going like 45 in this snow. All the other rigs is meow, 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 flying past me, and I can't wrap my mind around.
right,
Yo,
right,
everybody is just flying, and I'm just 45, 10 and 2, just driving. I'm a rookie.
right.
So frightening would be an understatement. But what I can say, the experience of traveling that far over the road in a 53-foot trailer, going through mountains, gushing through snow, all kind of inclement weather, I felt to myself, I felt a sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
I felt a sense of gratitude. I found just like, hey man, I just did something that I put my mind to. And it's something about having a goal and accomplishing your goal, man. It was spectacular, man.
So I mean, so speaking of a goal, is this something that you always wanted to do as a child, or is that I mean, how was your childhood, man? Was there's something that was actually in the back of your mind? This what you want to do?
How about this? I had no idea that I'll be driving trucks.
A
And this,
word.
and as my childhood, man, was fantastic. I don't know my father. I met him when I was 18. He cool, I guess. I don't have no relationship there, but my stepfather was very influential
Right.
in my life. He was a longshoreman and he worked, man. When I tell you that man was a hard worker, he retired. He's still here to this day.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna tell you, he dropped out of school in 6th grade. And when I tell you for a 6th grade dropout, he got a mansion, he got $100,000 biz. My mom still with him. They got married in 1993 and they still going. But that work ethic that I have was instilled in me through him.
Right.
He was never home, so that's how I started roaming around in the streets. But just to stay on tangent real quick, yeah, no, I was actually sitting down. I was watching Wavy TV 10,
Hmm.
and it was a news article, not an article, but a broadcasting on Channel 10 in Virginia,
Right.
and it said 2,000 trucker jobs is opening because all the older truckers are retiring. Now, when I'm seeing this on the news, my mind, I'm thinking like, oh snap, 2,000 jobs, and I'm sitting here struggling,
Right.
working
Right.
3 jobs because the traffic control company's not working. So I'm working a weekend job, I'm working traffic control, and I'm also working a night job.
Right. Right.
So I'm working 3 jobs. I'm doing that for like 4 months. So the answer to your question, no, I didn't. But the goal was to obtain your CDL.
Right. Right.
I did that while working a full-time job. So I was going to school in the morning and I was working a full-time job at night. So the goal was to do a career shift, get a trade under my belt. And when I got that trade under my belt, man, my life changed, man.
Right. Right. Right.
It was like an overnight success story, you
Okay.
know, because I never thought that I could make $3,000 a week legally. So when I was able to see, because I didn't start off 3,000 a week.
Right.
Obviously, I started off trucking started with 800 a week. Then it went from 8 to 12. Then it went from 12 to 17. And then I started my own company.
Okay.
Then it went from 1,700 a week to $10,000 a week. And when I got that $10,000 a week, man, I thought I was rich. That was my first company I started. And I thought,
So what was that like, man? Just being, being your own operator, man. What
man,
was
it
that
was
like?
incredible, man. It was a great time to be alive, baby.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, I mean, I'm green, so all I'm doing is I'm YouTubing things, sharing load boards, understanding that brokers, at this point, it was a trucker's market.
Okay.
Now it's a broker's market.
Okay.
Um, Speaking to all the owner operators out there, we know that you don't win every day. You win some, you lose some.
That is a fact.
However, at this part of the quarter of the year of trucking, I was actually killing it. This is when the lows was like $3.50 a mile. So 500 miles one day, roughly $1,700 a day.
Right. Right. Right.
Um then so that experience was gravy train. Then all of a sudden it just switched overnight. Fuel went up to about $5.50 a gallon. Um you got all these fees if the Interstate Fuel Tax Association, factoring companies, load boards,
See,
TQL.
I never dealt with factoring companies, man. Believe
Oh,
it or not,
oh yeah,
I never dealt with them.
yeah.
I mean, because you got so much of a percentage that you got to give them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have dealt with people that pay me every 30 days.
Hmm.
I've dealt with people that pay me every 15 days.
Yeah, 15-day
So
net,
yeah,
30-day
so
net.
yeah, I never actually really had to deal with a factoring
Oh, okay.
company. They actually, I mean, the people I dealt with, but I mean, it, it was a lot of discipline behind that too.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? You had to know how to manage your money
Mm.
from, I mean, I'm gonna call it the way it is, from 1 month to the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like I just said, you got some people that's just not going to pay you for 30
Right.
days. And so you still got to work 30
Hmm.
days, you still buying
Hmm.
fuel, you still
Hmm.
buying, you still paying for your insurance, you still
Right.
got to eat, got to
Right.
live,
Right.
so
Absolutely.
um it's a lot of discipline behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
absolutely. Well, see,
uh
with the factoring company, country, it was like 3%, 5%,
okay.
but you gotta figure it out, man. If you doing 5 loads a week, 5% turn to 25%.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
5% per, you know what I mean,
Is it like a
invoice.
okay, I was great. That's what I was just getting
Yeah,
ready to say.
yeah,
So it's a per invoice.
per
You gotta. Oh,
invoice.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got.
so
So let me. It wasn't a way that you could actually just take all of your invoices and do them all at once.
yeah, absolutely. You could have done that too.
Okay,
But you gotta understand, man. I'm rolling every day.
I got
So that fuel $5.50 a gallon, I
you.
need that check
I
to
feel you.
pay for that. I ain't trying. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
and, and I won't buy new tires. I was buying recaps. Shout out to all my truckers out there that know what recaps is. You know,
No doubt, man.
you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I've had my share of them, so
Yeah.
I know.
And,
Trust
and,
me.
and the
Yeah,
real is, now that I know today, I know better. You might as well get a new one because them recaps gonna go.
no doubt,
They
no
gonna
doubt.
be popping left and right.
Right. So let me ask you this, man.
Yeah,
All right. So
absolutely.
we got in the world. We got how do I put it into words? The world is in like a state of depression,
Hmm.
and mental health is big and it's rampant through the world right now. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So what is your take on being just a trucker in general, and still trying to maintain and take care of your mental health so you don't get into a dark place or you're in a depressed state? What do you do? Where's your outlet?
Well, I'm trying not to be insensitive to the people that's struggling from mental health because I know it's very real and it's serious and it's impacting a lot of people.
Right.
And I really, I find as though the older generations, like the '80s babies, the '70s babies, um, we really don't suffer
Uh,
from. If we do suffer from mental health,
you don't know it.
we don't know it because we just grew up different.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And like I got accountability, and this is what I say about accountability, and I'm gonna make it parallel to the question of mental health. If I wake up in the morning and I go to work and I got to operate a commercial vehicle, I know that public safety is my number one concern.
Right.
Number two, me making it back home to my family. If the job is too stressful, then I'm gonna have to say, hey, do I want the money or I'm gonna lose the money for the less stress? Me personally, I know how to balance both.
Okay.
So you gonna have good days and bad days in life.
Right.
So I'm not looking at a job as a stressful thing. I'm looking at you're gonna have a good day at work sometimes, and sometimes you're gonna have a bad day.
Right.
With
Right.
trucking, your bad day at work may be me. I touch freight, so I unload the trailer, but I go to different stops and I unload them at the stops.
Right. Right.
So with that being said, touch freight, you're gonna get the most money when you're doing trucking.
I got you.
So me working in the rain, snow, extreme heat, it's gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough days.
Right.
But then it's gonna be days when it's nice, some spring days. And one thing about me, man, I love working outside, especially on a nice, beautiful day with the sky blue, white clouds,
Right.
and you just got that perfect breeze. You just outside, and it's just you just say it like today. I pull my boy Rock to the side, man.
Okay.
And Rock, he a trucker, 40 years, whole family of truckers. And I put my arm around him. Rock like 6'5". Put my arm around him, and I say, Rock, look up. He looked up. He said, what? I said, it's a great day to be alive, ain't it? He said, yeah, it is, Harvey, it is. So just with the mental health, man, I think it's just a mindset.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't want to be a part of the world. I'm just of the world
I got you.
from a spiritual perspective, right? I'm here, and now me being 41 years old, I know I'm here for a purpose. It's something bigger than me. What I've been through in life let me know, hey man, you're here for a purpose. You escape things. Country, you here for a purpose.
Right. Right.
Our audience is here for a purpose. And whatever goal you set, and you take care of it. If anything get in the way, that's life. A friend of mine always say, man, life be life. And that's true. It's just what you're gonna do with it. And that's just me. So
That's
as
it.
far as mental health, man, we just stay strong and keep pushing through it. And don't blame nobody from our shortcomings.
Right.
And let's
Right.
just overcome. Perseverance.
No doubt. No doubt.
Perseverance.
Yeah. So let me ask, man. I know you were speaking on a spiritual realm right there
Mhm.
for a moment. How did trucking affect your family?
Mm, great question. That
You
was
know what I
really
mean?
good. That's good.
I
You're
just
good. You're good. So, going over the road, obviously it affected the family. I noticed that the twins, they started to, act out in school a little
Right.
bit. They wasn't listening. They didn't understand daddy out for 30 days and he coming home for 4, going back out for 30. My wife, she just so amazing, man. She just was there.
Right.
Like she said when I was in the cell, man. I don't care. We in the box. Wherever you at, I'm at. We
Right. Right.
rocking. So she was just so supportive. But it pretty much affected the kids. And then you figure I was over the road for like 3.5 years.
Okay.
So I was in and out. And then I looked up and I got a local position. And man, I've been winning since.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's
Super
up.
dope. Being blessed. Just resilience, man.
That's what's up, man.
Resilience.
That is
Just
all
keep
right.
going. Just keep fighting it. You
That
know
is
what I'm
all right.
saying? And
Yeah.
I think what it is with relationships, and a lot of people don't understand is being a trucker, it's hard to be married. Especially when you want to run. See, because if those wheels
Speak.
ain't turning, man, you
Speak.
ain't earning. So you gotta be hustling and bustling, man.
Yeah.
So
Speak.
if you ain't got the right partner, then of course you're gonna bump heads.
They
But
can't be weak, man.
no, they can't. But you
They
got to be
cannot.
mindful
Yeah.
too, us as men, right? Because I know, in my younger days, I like to play. You know what I'm saying? I was willing and dealing. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Hitting
Okay.
and splitting. But I got caught out there with wifey, and I told her that I apologized, and she forgave me, and we moved past that. So I had to earn her trust back, and me trucking, it was tough for her to trust me. I'm gone for 30 days,
Right. Right.
so but what it did was it helped us because we was like able to miss each other. So when I came home, that time we didn't have time to argue. We didn't
Right.
have
Right.
time to be mad. All we had time was to love on each other,
Yeah.
tell each other
Yeah.
how much we missed each other. I
Yeah.
mean, literally, even to this day, man. Every time I walk past my wife, she grabbed me. because I work 7 days a week.
Right, right.
Yeah, I work 7 days a week, man. I want to get it. I'm in the real estate. I'm trying to start something
Oh, so you
huge.
just got your hands in everything then,
Oh
huh?
yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. Because I want to hustle, man, and I want to be able to leave a legacy behind, man.
I
I'm
got you.
just not going to settle. And I got a million no's, and I started getting yes, yes, yes. So now I'm in the season of yes. Can I get this money? Yes. Is you going to be able to flip it and get this interest on it? Yes. Can I get this property? Yes. What kind of loan? DSR. Yes. You got 20%. Yes. So I'm moving. I'm in the season
Right,
of
right.
yes. So I'm pushing it to the limit till I don't even hear no
You
no
got you
more.
got to grab now.
Yeah.
You
So
just got
now
to
so
grab.
yeah, because I lost so much time, just wasting my life doing dumb stuff, riding out for people that don't even talk to no more.
Right, right.
So now I'm living for these family.
I get
So
that.
that's what it's all about,
I get
baby.
that.
Yes,
How many
sir.
kids you got, man?
I got 4 boys.
4 boys. And
Yes, sir.
see, that right there, you got 4. They need you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and as long as you able to give them that.
Yeah.
See, I spoke with someone one time before, and they was telling me that, they didn't know their dad. They didn't know
Yeah.
their father. You know what I mean? They was like, well, but I feel like I came up better
Hmm.
not having him in my life than it would have been if he was in my life.
Mm.
So I mean, I think there's a separation between that. 'Cause sometimes if you have an in and out dad, sometimes it can be worse for a child
Yeah.
as if you just stayed away.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. I agree.
yeah. So having 4 boys like that, man. I mean, you got to have that time. You
Yeah.
got to have that time with them because
Absolutely.
nobody's gonna be able to train them like you.
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, yeah, you got look, and this right here goes out to all the stepdads, the granddads,
Yeah.
the aunt,
Absolutely.
the uncles, the brothers, the cousins. You have many people out here that can stand in that position. However, it's not the same as having your dad.
No, that's true, and
You know,
that's true. And the fact that I have a stepfather,
right, right,
my stepfather is my father to
got you.
me, and my actual father get mad that I call him dad because he still feels as though since he paid child support that he was a father.
Mm,
So in a sense, I'm happy that he wasn't around because I don't want to grow up. I didn't want to grow up thinking like he thinks,
right,
right?
right.
Because it's one thing to have a father, but it's another thing to have a solid father,
Mm,
right?
speak
That's
on it.
that's not going to be biased. That's going to teach you ethics, integrity, honor, respect, loyalty, love, unconditional love, right? He couldn't teach me any of those things.
Facts,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? I learned all them things from my mom,
Right.
and I learned them from experiences. And to be honest with you, if I would have listened to my stepfather when I was coming up, I wouldn't have had to go down the roads that I went down.
Right, right.
However, I'm grateful that I traveled down them roads because I
Mm,
saw life from a different lens. It's something about being at the bottom, right? When nobody's messing with you there. When you at the bottom of the bottom, that's why they call it the underworld.
that's it. That's it.
That's what they
I've heard that more than one time, man.
And that's what they call it,
Yeah,
the underworld, man,
yeah.
because it's rules, it's regulations of the moment. They don't even look down there. You're
Right,
the
right,
forgotten. It's like a
right,
forgotten town,
right.
you know. So when you overcome those obstacles and you make it back to society, you want to turn it up. Because if you can survive in the underworld, man, you can survive anywhere on this planet, baby.
Let me ask you this, man.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself at 10 years from now?
Oh my God. 10 years from now, and I see myself retired, living off of this passive income stream that I'm building now. I see myself with over 1,000 properties 10 years from now.
Over a
See,
thousand.
1,000. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going hard. So right now I'm in a pace of buying a property every 4 months.
Okay.
Right, my goal next year is to buy one every 3 months. The year after that is every 2 months. Year after that, every month. The year after that, every 20 days. Year
Okay.
after that, every 15 days. So I'm going to be accumulating these properties.
So I mean, are you doing this from your personal monies, or
Oh,
do you have like a financial backing?
Okay,
from, you know, from
that's a good
someone?
that's a good question. So what I'm doing right now is I'm working with this company, and what they doing is they do DSR loans.
Okay.
And what DSR loans is, it's really for you if you a real estate investor, whether you're new or been doing it for years.
Mhm.
Long as you got 20% and you can show that that property is going to income some type of cash flow,
Mhm.
you're going to be able to get approved for that loan. It's not
Okay.
based on credit. It's not based on anything. Um, Particularly, it's just on you got that 20%, and then you're going to show the property that you're going to purchase. After you show that property that you're going to purchase, you're going to show what it's selling for, what it rent for, what's the mortgage, and how much you're going to be able to rent it for.
Right, right.
And that's going to give you the cash flow to prove, and then now you
Okay.
on. And 20%, of 100,000, I might grab 20 grand.
Okay.
Boom. So every 4 months, 20 grand. That's how I'm looking at it.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Hey man, that right there, that might be an episode for another time.
yeah, I
Just
got you.
explaining that part right there.
I
Because I
got you.
mean, I've been thinking about the real estate myself, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
and my wife, she actually has her really what she's working on trying to get her real estate license
Oh, that's
now.
fire.
So I mean it's definitely something that,
Yeah.
you know, I might want to speak to you about
Man,
again. And it might be, you know, people from the audience, they might want to hear this themselves,
yeah, yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
because a
Absolutely.
lot of people have fear about credit.
Hmm.
Credit, well, you know, my credit ain't this, my credit ain't that, and they're not able to just get the loans,
Hmm.
man.
Hmm.
You know, I had an old man told me one time before when I was working at the shipyard. He said he went to the bank, and I don't know if this right here was true or
Hmm.
this is just something he said. Right? He said that the bank told him the only way that they would approve him for a loan if he had to be 85 years or older, accompanied by both his parents.
Oh my God.
So I mean, everybody got that fear. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So and you said it was DSR.
Yeah, it's a DSR loan. You can
Okay,
Google it and it'll break everything down, man. I
gotcha.
mean everything out down to the T. But like I said, man, I'm over here, I'm hustling. I work for Cisco Monday through Friday. I work as a CDL instructor Saturday and Sunday. I'm a father 7 days a week, 352,
So you present,
365. So I don't really got time for, all negativity. I just
right?
want people in my life that's gonna make deposits and
Facts,
not the draw
facts.
withdrawals, right? So everybody that I'm circling myself with, man, is deposits, man. You
Right,
gotta
right.
each one teach one, man. We're gonna be on a level playing field, and I want to see everybody win. That's one of the reasons why when you reached out to me, I stay an hour and a half away from
Right,
here, dog.
right.
Hour and a half. Just got off work, hit my big country, say, yo, I need you. What's up? We doing this interview today. I say, yeah, man, I'm gonna come through.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
coming through.
yeah. No
Cause I
doubt,
respect what you're doing. I
no doubt.
love what you're doing. The studio off the hook. I'm up in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling with my
Hey man,
man.
appreciate it, my
We
man.
do it, we doing it, and I'm hoping that someone will see this and been at the bottom or been in the underworld, and I hope I can inspire. That's one thing I like about my job at Shipper's Choice at the college, the Oliver D campus in Suffolk, is that it's a lot of young brothers in there. A lot of young brothers from the
Yeah,
same walks of life as me.
that is it.
So when they see me coming in there, they voted me today the most flies instructor in the world. You know that I'm serious. I'm telling you. They told me. They voted I'm the most flyest instructor in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. I mean, you definitely got personality.
Man, I appreciate
You
that.
definitely got character.
Hey man.
You different.
Yo, I appreciate I appreciate that. I'm gonna take that as a compliment,
No
especially
doubt,
coming from you,
no
because you
doubt,
always get me.
no doubt.
But no, man, they come from the same walks of life that I do, right?
Right.
So I want to be able to encourage them and show them, man, look, you don't gotta live this way, because I promise you, this way is not the way. And everybody say the same thing, same thing, same thing. So if everyone telling you the same thing, same thing, same thing, and you doing it anyway, and like, yo, I'm gonna do it this way, and
Right.
it's gonna be a different result. You a fool, because I was there and I thought like that, and now I'm on this side, and I'm loving it, and I'm teaching, and I'm inspiring, and I hope the audience click in, subscribe to the channel,
Yes,
do
sir.
everything they got to do, because not only we talking about CDLs, we talking about real life
That's
experiences.
it. That's it. Look, man, I'm not gonna sit here and hold you up, man, because you know we need to go and probably wrap this up now. But look, if you got one little tidbit of your life, a little piece of inspiring information to give someone that has the same life experience as you,
Mhm.
what would that be?
Man, oh man, my life is like a movie too. So it's something that you got to pull back from. So if I could tell you one thing, um, it would be me being so the day that I got indicted and
Mhm,
I was arrested in Chesapeake, right? Chesapeake, Virginia. I was closing on my first rental property,
mhm,
right? So this was 2020. It was the end of January 2020. I was closing on my first rental property at 11 a.m. and I went to go to my son's mom house, right?
mhm.
And I was giving her some child support. Anyway, I went there and she said, "Hey, I'm about to leave, but the garage door is open." So I'm like, "All right, cool." But I didn't know she set the alarm.
Right.
So she set the alarm and the alarm went off, but I didn't hear it. So I end up putting the money up, coming out, and she had a car that I had bought her, and the car wasn't working, so I was looking at it. So I had a tow truck come and tow it. By the time the tow truck hooked it up, the police came.
Oh wow.
They was responding to the alarm.
Right.
So the officer, she was real cool, young girl. She was like, "Yeah, this." I said, "Oh yeah." I explained who property it was, who I was, and what we were doing. Da 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 da
Right.
da. I gave her my ID. She wrote my name down, and she left. So I'm thinking that's it. Then she come back and say, "Let me see your ID again."
Right.
I already knew what that was.
Oh
She
wow.
said, "Well, I think you got a warrant in Georgia, and they asking me to take you into custody." So I went into custody in Chesapeake. I stayed in Chesapeake for a week and a half. I watched the Super Bowl. It was that first Super Bowl with the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs,
Okay.
and the Chiefs beat the 49ers in the fourth quarter. 49ers my team. So I'm sitting
I'm
here.
so sorry.
So
Remind me to send you a sympathy card.
thank you, sir. So real quick, so I'm sitting there and I'm just at the lowest point. Now, I just bought a house. My wife and I, we just bought a house. I can't close on my rental property, which was going to pay 25% of my mortgage. So all the money that I have is tied up right now.
Right.
So I may be liquid 10 grand. So this is what happens. I'm praying that they don't come and pick me up. So they get on my birthday, they come pick me up. And when I'm on my way to Georgia, I'm handcuffed and I'm in the back of the police car. I'm in the back of the police car and I'm going. The deputy that's transporting me, he was like, "Yeah, man, you got like 20 failure to appears.
Whoa.
You've been gone for 8 years. Yeah, man, I don't think you will get no bond, so you might as well get comfortable." So I'm shackled, handcuffed, behind in the back of the police car, and it's a hard seat. It's no cushion seat.
Mm.
It's like a hard plexi seat, plastic. So I'm sitting back there, cuffed, shackled, and then all of a sudden, man, I don't know if this was like a outer body experience or an inner body experience. All I heard was a voice that said, "You're not alone. You've been extradited on February the 7th. God created earth in 7 days.
Mm.
Seven is the number of completion.
Mm.
You got to close this door before I can open any other doors for you."
You don't talk about it then.
Now, this is what's going on in the back of this police car.
Right. Right.
February the 7th, the God completed earth in 7 days. Seven is the number of completion. And now I'm being extradited down here to Georgia. And everybody is telling me that I'm finished. They telling my mom I'm finished. My lawyers in Virginia saying, no, he's not gonna get a bail. They telling my wife I'm not gonna get a bail. She's freaking out. She's saying prayers. She's doing everything. She just, staying grounded.
Right. Right.
Got my lawyers. We picked the money up. My wife did what she had to do. We got the money, paid the lawyer. I was home 2 weeks later,
Okay.
right after Valentine's Day. On February the 21st, I came home.
Right.
February the 21st is my son's birthday. Came home on
Wow.
my son's birthday. So if I had anything to tell our audience here is it doesn't matter what the situation looks like. You stand tall and stand and believe in yourself, you're going to persevere and get through anything. I got so many no's before I got the yes, and now we in a season of yes. So you look at yourself in that mirror right now, and you tell yourself you about to go into a season of yes, and nobody going to break you down, and nobody going to stop you, and you're going to be resilient, and you're going to fight because life going to be life, and all it's up to you to take control over your life. And if that's all I got for them, and I hope that encourage you, one life, one love.
Hey, man. I like that. And look, with that being said, man, look, I want to thank you again for coming to the studio,
Man, absolutely.
uh, chopping it up, man. And look, you
Absolutely, man.
spoke some real stuff, man. I hope people in the audience was able to get something, capture this moment, and grab and hopefully they can actually move with
Absolutely.
some of the words that you said, man.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it, man.
Yes,
And
sir.
look,